It's the closing argument for me. Let's go. All right, guys. So we are live on all platforms. Our special guest tonight is attorney Akeisha L. Shabazz, and we're going to talk about the closing arguments of the prosecutor and some of the defense. The defense has yet to complete their closing argument, but it will be complete tomorrow morning, and we're just going to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, attorney Akeisha L. Shabazz. Ike,
Yo,
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. What's good? What's good?
We're in the final stretch. We're in the final stretch.
Yes, we're getting there.
So
Slowly but surely.
we heard today during the prosecution's closing that they played the five shots again, the audio of the five shots. They brought a text message that Tory Lanez supposedly had sent that was posted on the Shade Room. So the prosecutors on the social media heavy, 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 heavy. Um, I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about um, how it is important for them to drive their case home after we heard all the evidence. Everyone's rested their case.
Well, I mean, this is what summations is about, right? And I know you tweeted that summation isn't evidence, but it's the opportunity for both sides to basically tell the jury what this evidence means. It's an opportunity for them to interpret for the jury what the evidence means. Now, it's not evidence, but certainly if their recollection of the evidence is consistent with what either party is saying, then they can adopt, right, their interpretation, or they can reject it if it's not consistent with what the evidence is to them, right? So the summation is important. And here we have the prosecution, because they have the burden of proof, they go first and they go last, right?
On
So they go first and they've already made their first closing argument. And then the defense goes. Now, the defense is in the middle of his closing argument. He'll resume tomorrow morning, but once he finishes, he doesn't get to speak again.
That's right.
Once he sits down, that's it for him. And then the prosecution gets to respond to all the everything that he said. It's a very
Which
difficult
calls a
position to be
rebuttal.
in. Huh?
We call that a rebuttal, right? The closing.
Yeah, it's a rebuttal, and it's a very difficult position to be in. Not all states have that. We don't have that in New York. Prosecutions don't get rebuttal arguments in New York.
I didn't know that.
I
They
don't
do it
say
in federal court, but I didn't.
in federal court, yes. In federal court, but in state court, no.
Interesting, and we're going to talk about that later on because I did not know that. I didn't know they get. That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's kind of actually leveling the playing fields for you defense
Well, they
attorneys.
still I mean, not really. Because they go last here, right? So the defense goes first and then they get the last word.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. So let's talk about.
And then you don't get to get up and respond or rebut as the defense. That's how it goes here.
So the prosecution today showed a picture of Megan Thee Stallion.
Yep.
They show her X-rays.
They reviewed all of the evidence that came in that trial, right? Because that's what summation is about. I liken it to, if you're doing laundry throughout the trial, you're hanging, you know, points up on a clothespin, right? So imagine a long laundry line. At the summation, you basically taking that all down and you put in a nice big pile. I'm defense, so I was like a nice big pile of reasonable doubt, right? But for the
Okay.
prosecution, a nice big pile of, proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the argument that they would be making.
So the
I didn't
defense.
say that the defense will. I said the defense is going to continue tomorrow. Someone said that's not true. What's not? I said that. I said, uh, I don't know. I
I
should
can't
not look at the comments.
don't look at the
Let me
comments.
not
Like,
look at the comments because I'm like, yeah. Let me look. I got some
I might
M&M's.
just like out the comments.
M&Ms.
So the defense in their closing, they
Huh?
go into in the
Let me
defense in
turn
their
my
closing.
let me turn my audio up. Go ahead.
The defense in their closing, they discuss Tory Lanez's size and how could he reach over the car window.
Yes, it was reported that the Tory Lanez's lawyer pretty much said something to the effect like, he's what, 5'2"? I don't even know if he can shoot over the door or if he could reach over the car door.
Did they forget the little detail about the what do you call it?
The step
The step.
on the car, right?
That's that step is like uh five
Was
5 inches
that's
more, maybe
yeah.
10 inches.
That's why he shouldn't have said that, right? Because I bet you the prosecutor tomorrow on rebuttal is going to point to that. That's why they brought it out during the trial.
Right, right, and that is first of all, you got your opening. You're gonna have to frame your closing very well because your opening you made some
So
overtures.
I'm curious to know in his summation, did he go back to his whole Kelsey shot Meg theory? Because that's what he opened on.
Right, and clearly, based on listening to witness Sean Kelly puts the gun in his hand, in his client's hand.
Why did they call this guy? This is a defense witness, and I don't care whether he puts a gun in Kelsey's hand or not. He put a gun in your client's hand.
Right,
How does that
right.
help you? That was the dumbest. That was the dumbest thing. I think that sealed it for him. I'm sorry. I think that sealed it when the defense witness corroborates that your client is shooting and there's a negligence charge. It's over on that count.
Mm.
It's really, I think he's almost guaranteed to go down on negligence simply because they almost admitted it. They admitted it. Their own witness admitted it. So, I mean, nothing else matters when it comes to that charge. Did he possess a gun and shoot it wildly or negligently? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, he did, according to the defense witness.
I'm thinking that the prosecution knew that he was going to testify that he saw a gun in Tory's hand, but that's why they didn't put him on the witness list.
No, they said that his testimony was inconsistent. He was not a reliable witness. That's why they didn't want to put him on because he had given inconsistent statements. One of his statements, I believe, was he was awoken by the gunshots, which, if that's the case, you would not have
You seen the
right.
fight. You wouldn't have seen
That's
the
why they
fight.
didn't call him. They were like, you gave conflicting statements. But the
And
defense was like, we don't call him because he's gonna say there was a fight and Kelsey had the gun. What about the part when he says your client had the gun? What about that part? He's not saying defense. He's not. He never says his defense is self-defense or defense of others, right?
right,
And that it was Kelsey who was shooting, and as a result of that, I went to protect Meg, and maybe there was a discharge, or I don't know what he could have said. That with once you bring that neighborhood witness with the he was shooting everywhere, that kind of takes that out of the realm of possibility. But they painted themselves into this box
well,
because
I
the
think
defense never had to prove shit.
so. I think that the prosecution was successful in being in making sure people knew that what is required to pull a trigger. Explain the 8 pounds of pressure is required to fire the firearm. So for it to go off accidentally, I don't think the jury's gonna buy that. 5 times?
I think so. I don't think so. I don't think accident's gonna work either. I don't think so. Good luck with that. I don't know.
So the defense is watching right now. What would you tell them how to do they close?
Don't do that to me.
I'm putting you on the spot here. How would you close based on this?
Oh
What do
God!
you? What would you say?
First of all, I I would never have tried this case like this.
And
Never.
that brings the other question: where's Sean Holly at?
Or did they call her? Was she even trying? I don't know. I don't.
She was lead counsel, but nothing formally went out saying that
No,
she has.
I'm telling you, all I can think of is she saw. Hold on. She saw the evidence. Was like, I'm not about to fuck my record up.
Ladies and gentlemen, she has a horse sounding dog in her house. I don't know what that's all about, but that's a big dog.
I got two little dogs. Stop it.
Those dogs got some heavy voices.
Yeah,
So
they sound big.
listen, this is your case. You got to close. You got to do your closing argument, no matter how
So
you
look, so
fumble the
wait.
ball.
Somebody said shooting in the air could stop a fight. Right, but Jeremiah, that's not what they argued. That is not what the evidence is. That's not even part of their defense. The defense is not. I was trying to break up the fight, and I shot in the air to get everybody's attention. That's not what he argued.
It's still reckless, but I get it.
It's not even what he argued.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. What a seasoned defense attorney like myself, you wait for the evidence to come to you. Don't try to get in front of it. You don't have a fucking burden here. And that's what this defense attorney did. He tried to get in front of the evidence. And now you behind it. And you don't
Listen to that, ladies and
put
gentlemen.
yourself in a box.
Okay, those on Instagram, we are on YouTube as well. So if you want to look at Ike, you can come on YouTube. But right now, you on Instagram, you probably don't know how to get to YouTube. But it's at Hip Hop Inquirer. Those are there. But we're gonna keep. We got Ike right here, and these comments are going crazy on both platforms. Ike,
What's up?
your thoughts on a verdict at this point? I know you told me before. Are you still steadfast in what you believe that the verdict will be?
Yeah. I don't think they proved intent. I don't think they proved that he intended to shoot Meg Thee Stallion or that he intended to hurt her. I think that they've proven that he discharged a firearm in close proximity to her. That could very well have that injured her. I think that's what they've proven.
Do you think this is going to be a long deliberation?
I do not.
I don't think so either.
I do not. And if they come back in the morning, let's say they're supposed to be 9:45.
Right.
I understand that this judge is a little lax on time, so maybe they get started 10:30. They take a 15-minute break after the defense has finished their closing because then now the prosecution has again to do that rebuttal. That's going to be an hour.
Right.
That's going to be an hour. So maybe the jury gets the case by noon, the earliest.
There's a break.
Well,
No.
what's the break for?
Well, no. They'll take the judge will give it to the jurors, and they'll take their lunch, but they're still in deliberation.
They start deliberation sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Maybe a verdict by the end of the day.
Done by 5.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming back by Friday. People still haven't done their shopping yet. They haven't done their shopping.
Right. They could be done by 5 tomorrow.
Right.
Depending on what time they get the case. Because I told you they're going to compromise the fuck out of this. They're going to compromise this verdict because they want to get the fuck out of there.
Right. I don't know who's the jury foreman. I'm assuming, just based on looking at the jurors, I think it's probably going to be the young black guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Every jurisdiction is different. And here in New York, juror number 1 is automatically 4-person, usually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
sometimes they let them vote, and they can choose and decide amongst themselves. But you think it's going to be what? A young black guy?
He's really honed in on both sides. But let's talk about what typically goes on when they go into back into that jury room. What's the first thing they'll do? Do they take a initial vote on, or they have to go through the evidence and then take a vote?
Usually the first note, and that's a note is the manner in which a jury communicates with the court. Once a jury begins deliberating, they're not supposed to have any communication with the court outside of whatever notes they send, right? So the first note usually is the request for the evidence. They got to look at the evidence. And then once they have that, they usually have a preliminary conversation, and then they'll have a preliminary vote to see where they are. And then they'll start talking about it.
That preliminary vote could be a guilty. They don't have to go any further.
That's true. I mean, but it's multiple counts, right? So they have to go through all the elements of each count, right? So it's an assault. They have to go through intent, whether or not they've established all the element, intent to cause physical harm, right? That's what it is here in New York. I'm sure.
I'm going to work on getting a copy of the jury instructions tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get them soon because
that'd be nice.
The jury instructions are important, and the judge went over the jury instructions already. So I'm going to attempt to get a copy of the jury instructions as soon as possible. I'll reach out to my contact, but yeah, we want to see what those jury instructions are. Ike?
Gives a damn about shopping when a man is fighting for his life. I agree with you, D to Diva, but the reality is people do. You know, people do. Especially when they think they've had their mind is made up, right? If you think your mind is made up and you're like, come on, what is the problem? Why can't y'all see it like I see it? You're ready to go.
Right. Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So who knows what the temperament is of that jury at this point? It's been a really crazy trial. It really is. It really has.
Would you agree with me that no matter what the verdict is,
the DNA evidence doesn't even match up with Kelly's story?
Ike, stop reading the comments, Ike.
I love the comments. I have to. Because they don't make no goddamn sense. The DNA evidence. How is an inconclusive gun? It doesn't match up to anything. It's inconclusive.
Ike, you're talking to internet lawyers. You're not talking to real lawyers.
I want them to understand too, though, because I want the
they'll never understand, Ike. They
even if you don't agree, right? You can't have your own facts. That's what I'm saying. You can't have your own facts. You can come to a different conclusion about what those facts mean, but you can't have your own facts. So, yes. Next question.
Hold on, Ike. Before we get to the next question, stand by.
All right. Put out an APB for kids.
I've been throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in.
Ladies and gentlemen, that commercial is sponsored by Ron Dice Collections, New York Fashion Week, February 12th, New York City. One of our sponsors. Go ahead, Ike.
They ain't no. Well, I ain't got you. You got a question?
The question was, no matter what the verdict will be, do you believe this still will be this case will be divided? The opinions will be divided long after this case is over with, one way or the other.
No, I think once the jury comes back, hopefully that'll just settle things, right? That'll settle things. Hopefully. That'll
not according to these comments and the comments over here. Not according to these comments down here, the comments over there.
Well, listen, after this trial, someone asked me, could Meg bring a civil suit against Tory Lanez?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why do you think attorneys are in the courtroom? She has attorneys in the courtroom.
The standard in a civil suit is a lot easier, lighter. The burden of proof is a preponderance of the evidence, which is saying it's more likely than not that he shot her. So she can take his ass to civil court.
I see a comment. When you hear someone says, "Well, Megan's benefited from this shooting. Her stock has gone up. She's getting all these covers." Do you think this her insistence on driving this case through the prosecution is has a twofold benefit for her?
No, I don't. I don't. Unfortunately, whoever that is has never been a witness or a victim of a crime. There's nothing glorious or glamorous about it. And I haven't been someone who's had to cross-examine victims. It's never fun.
And for those who don't know, Akeisha,
It's a tortured experience.
and how hard is it for you to, well, you were a prosecutor for I think what 5 years,
Yes.
and you went on to the defense side.
Yes.
Where was your comfort zone, being a prosecutor or defense attorney?
I always wanted to be a defense attorney. So
Okay.
I started my legal career as a defense investigator. Right. So I did that for 3 years first. I did that while I was going to law school. I went to law school at night. And I went to school and I worked full time in the day. I went to law school for 4 years, which is typical 3 years when you go during the day. So I was an investigator first. Then I got the job at the Manhattan DA's office. I worked there for 5 years as a prosecutor. And I learned everything I could learn. I was the spook who sat by the door. People don't appreciate and understand that when you are trying to cultivate a craft, you need to be able to see it from every angle, from both sides. And so I went there and I learned how they do their job so that I could come on this side and beat them at it. And that's why I'm good at what I do. This is a very nuanced profession, criminal defense work. There are only 2% of Black women that are attorneys, period. It's even less of us that are criminal defense attorneys, right?
And you're talking nationally, correct?
Yes, yes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you hear that? There's only 2% women that are attorneys in the country.
Black women. Black women.
Black woman, not woman, Black woman. What percentage of white women? I'm just curious.
I don't fucking know. Why would I give a fuck?
Well, the reason why I asked that question is
95, I guess. I mean 90. No, I don't know. You know,
98%.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's high. I would say it's in the 90s because only 5% represents all of the Black people in the profession, men and women. Which is like 5% is about what they let us be. It's 5% doctors, 5% therapists, 5% psychologists, 5% that are Black in the profession.
So is this one of the reasons why you're a college professor now, to perhaps sway more people coming over to be attorneys?
So I've always been in academics, right? So I taught law school first.
Oh, really?
I taught at New York Law School for 5 years. And then I took some time off and worked, developed my practice. And then I'm now teaching at undergrad, and I've been here for 5 years teaching, and I love teaching. It's an opportunity to shape and share and inspire and motivate young people to get into the fray, to be accountable, to be responsible. I'm trying to do my part.
Today, there was a interview conducted with Megan Thee Stallion's attorney, and the attorney essentially said that Megan is considering going after bloggers and influencers who basically called her a liar and so forth. Do you think that there may be a First Amendment issue with that, or do you think that people have the right to speak on this case because it's a high-profile case?
Well, people have a right to comment and have their opinion on a case. But as we saw with Tasha K, you're not allowed to have your own facts, and you're not allowed to spread untruths when you know them to be untrue, right? So it's one thing for you to spread a falsehood, but you don't know that it's a falsehood. That's different When you know something is false and you continue to spread it with the intent that it should damage someone's character and or reputation or profession. I don't think that these bloggers reach that level.
Okay.
Just don't, right? I don't think that they reach that level.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Also, in that interview, the it was reported that they have also struck certain bloggers' pages for misinformation.
Well, I mean, that's the platform of whatever social media platform they have, their terms and conditions on what they allow to be shared, and they fact check things. And if it's not accurate, then it shouldn't be distributed. It shouldn't be disseminated.
Okay.
There needs to be some kind of filter when it comes to information, because obviously we can see that people can't filter on their own. I do want to talk about the fact that Tory didn't testify today. Let's get back to that, right?
Let's talk about that right
Talk
there.
about that. Let's talk about that. So Tory didn't testify, and there is a lawyer who is, I don't know him. Let me tell you something. I've been in the game for a minute. I know most attorneys or know of them. So when I see a lawyer from New York who's like, I'm a criminal defense attorney, I'm like, where? Where you was this? What the heck? Right? So I'm checking out this. Let me do a little. This dude is an employment lawyer. Employment lawyer. And I'm just like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up, because you don't know what you're talking about. And you're not explaining it in any way that indicates to me you have any tertiary knowledge about what the fuck you talking about. So he went on and he was talking about how Tory Lane didn't take the stand because the prosecution was going to bring up all of his prior bad acts. The fact that he attacked August, and he had some rap song where he was chopping up the butcher meat and all this crazy shit, right? And that's the reason why Tory didn't take the stand. And that's misleading. And it's intellectually dishonest, because he knows that that's not how the process works. The process is that the prosecution gets up and they say what they would like to cross-examine him about. They have to tell the judge what they would like, and the judge then makes a ruling. This motherfucker who gave this report never told us what the ruling was. He only said what the prosecution was seeking. I still don't know what the ruling was, right? Because that is what is going to be the determining factor for a defendant. We don't know what the fuck the ruling was, because the judge has to make there's a balancing test that has to occur, because you do not want to chill a defendant's right to testify, right? You don't want to chill that. And so the judge is not going to allow in anything that's going to be so harming, so damning, so prejudicial that it's going to keep someone off the stand. So that's how that happened. I just want everybody to be clear about that. And in any event, it was the best thing for him to do, and because he would have
Absolutely. And this is
it was the best choice.
This is why there's no shade to anyone, but this I only use if I cover a civil case, I only use attorneys that is their specialty.
Right.
No different than I did with Cardi B and Tasha K's case. I brought in someone that specializes in defamation cases.
Right.
If you're giving commentary on criminal law, you should at least be practicing criminal law.
You should, because I wouldn't give any commentary. Now, I teach employment law. I teach civil law, but I'm not going to give commentary on a trial that involves employment law. That's just not my background. Right?
I think this is a hobby for him. This is entertainment, and I get it. But when you wear the badge of an attorney, you got to be honest about your specialty and what you do. That's why I went on that page and I said, listen. When a defendant takes a stand, he runs the risk of his bad acts being brought forth.
Absolutely. There is potential for that. There is potential, but I have, as a prosecutor, I have made that application. Here it's called a Sandoval application, in which you have to lay out for the judge what it is you would like to cross-examine a defendant about. If it's a similar crime, let's say I'm prosecuting a guy for a gun and he has a prior conviction for a gun, the judge is not going to allow that. The judge is not going to allow that because it's too similar. And the danger that the jury will think, oh, he did it before, so he did it again, that the danger is too high, right? And I've had judges say, okay, we're not going to allow that in. The judge might even say, I'll allow you to cross-examine him about the fact that he has a conviction, but you can't tell the nature of the conviction, right? And you can't say, you could just say he had a felony in 2002, right? That's how serious it is. The judges they want to make sure they're not violating nobody's constitutional right, because it is that serious when the defendant wants to take the stand.
Another issue. Quan, the driver, shows up to court today, locked and loaded to help the defense recover from yesterday. What do you think about the obviously he didn't get an opportunity to testify. He's the fourth person in the car. Can you talk about why this can be problematic?
Well, this cannot be problematic because and while we need a copy of them instructions, I'm sure the judge has instructed the jury not to consider anyone who is not here, right? Because unless the defense has been granted what's called an adverse inference charge, then the jury is not allowed to draw an adverse inference from the fact that a witness was not called to testify, right? So the defense if he would stay missing, never made a missing witness charge, right? So to suggest that the prosecution should have called him, and the fact that they didn't call him means that he had something to say that was going to hurt their case, right? That's a missing witness or adverse inference charge. But these dumb motherfuckers had him show up on their case. I just like what was your strategy going in, bro? Did you have one, or did you just get the file from Sean Holly and like, I'm gonna take the ball and run? Hey, we gotta go. It's gonna be some media. My name gonna be in the paper. That's sad. That's sad. Y'all talking about a man's life. Shit. Nobody is talking about the fact that his counsel seems to have jumped ship right before trial. It seems. I know she was on set. I did media reports that say she was his attorney right up until this point.
Well, she was asked, she did interviews, so I don't know.
Right. So what happened to her?
We want to know the answer to that, and maybe she'll tell us sometime after at this point, it really don't matter. But I'm just curious, why did she leave? Was it an issue with money? Was it an issue with believability? Was it an issue with we don't know.
I cannot imagine she would have handled this the same way.
No, I don't think so.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't have handled it like this. We would have been getting a not guilty verdict. That's what I'm saying. No.
I don't think she can even talk about this because the attorney-client privileges, right? Can she even talk about this?
As confident as you said, she already did interviews, so apparently she is talking.
No, listen. She talked about her client's case early on, but she hasn't discussed why there has been a separation.
No, I doubt she'll talk about if it involves some sort of dispute between the two of them. I doubt that she would disclose that. But maybe it was just a scheduling matter.
Conveniently.
She had a conflict. It was a scheduling issue.
Sure there was a conflict.
Conflicts. It happened all the time.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I don't know if you find Pam, let me know. And if she got anything else to tell us.
Pam is missing. We don't know where Pam is at. We're going to put a bolo on her. We need a bolo on Pam. Someone find Pam. Okay. We're looking for Pam.
I know. I hope she's fine.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Another day of this nonsense.
Absolutely. Thank you, Akeisha. Thank you very much. Bye. Guys, before we continue, I have something for you. I have a special treat for you. I have a special treat for you. Stand by and watch this. Watch this.
Go after this week.
So I've been thinking, and I'm not doing no more jobs with the crew. It's over.
You sold them fake bricks too.
They matched the bullet that you found at the barbershop.
If you don't trust me, I can't help.
You trying to get me to snitch? You trying to get me to snitch? Look, see, this shit happened because we got sloppy, bruh.
Shut up, puto!
We making way too much bread for this kind of shit to be happening. Why we keep putting ourselves out here like that?
Karma is relentless in her pursuit of balance is old.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Free. This movie is called Scott Free. And shout out to my guy, Fred, producer extraordinaire. This movie's out on all platforms. Scott Free, baby. Scott Free. I know this is an appropriate trailer for the conversation, so I just want to put that out there. Scott Free in theaters right now. Hopefully you guys will go ahead and check it out. But let me read some questions. I want to take some questions from both sides. Fredison, yes, Fredison. Stand by. Let me bring it. I'm gonna post a link here. I'm gonna put the link right here. And if you want to join the conversation, you can come up right now. I just sent that link there, and I'm going to highlight it. If you want to come up, you got to be cammed up. You got to be cammed up. I didn't forget about you. I don't bash attorneys. I'll just say their work speak for this. The work speak for themselves. Let me bring this one over here, guys. Stand by. Excuse me. Okay. Woo! Did you get that? Get out my face. Okay, what we got going on? Hold on. I don't even drink. I have tea. Stop it. Off those Scooby snacks. I gave him the weed. Y'all trolling. This is funny, guys. Hold on, hold a second. You want to get up? You want to get up here? Come on. Do you think he had a better lawyer? I don't know if I agree with the strategy. I don't know if I really agree with the strategy that was used, but we'll see. It's what the jury thinks. We could talk about. Listen, this guy has to prepare for his closing arguments. He has to. Okay, so you know what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. One camera's in front of me, one's to the other side. You see the phone. You saw the phone. Ooh. What I think is we should probably let him deliver his closing arguments and not critique him so much just yet. You know, I mean, he had to play the hand that was dealt. In this case, he kind of dealt the hand. This hopefully he can be able to recover and clean it up because he has other cases. We'll see how this one plays out for him. It's not official. And I resent you saying that. It's not official. I don't get high. Hold on. Let me bring you up here. Let's see what you got going on here. I sent a troll an invite. Not a troll. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you a troll. You're trolling. Okay, so I don't know about that. What happened? Did Justin ever show up? No, Justin didn't show up. Yeah, get on the camera. Well, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on. Well, let me say something first and foremost. So this is very important. You got too much grease on your face to be coming at an old man like this. Wipe some of the grease off. Wipe some of the grease off your face. No. You no. Hold on. Hold on. You can't. Hold on. Hold on. No, listen. Listen. No, we're gonna be serious here. No. We got no. Listen, but we're gonna be serious here. No, listen. No, I want to talk to you. No. That's I get that. No. It's and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. I'm gonna tell you why. No. You know what this is? This is an eye drop because I have a bad. This is an eye drop. No. You might get high. You might get high. No. You might listen. One thing we can agree on, you probably get high. We can agree on that. Because you no, I don't know about that. I might need to see your blood test. I don't know if you're not high right now. No, listen. I'm cooking dinner in the kitchen. No, listen, ladies and gentlemen, truthfully, back in the day, I was the roasting king. I was about to go in my roasting mode. I ain't gonna roast him. No, it's all good. No, it's good. Listen, it's good. I didn't put him on. Listen, I didn't even put him on mute or nothing. I want to have fun. So, listen, one thing, you can't be in this business and work. What God, stop it. Stop it. We got to come over here and promote our page. Stop doing that. It's all good. We can have fun. He's not high tonight. He doesn't even get high. Hold on a second. Let me read. All right, guys. Great content. I appreciate it. I was trying to roast someone on. I was trying to roast someone on Instagram, but he ran. He tucked his tail and ran. I was ready to roast him. I was ready to bring that smoke. How you say? Bring that smoke. But he's all good. I like to have fun with the young people. It's all good. I love having fun with the young people. Guys, I appreciate you coming in. I want you on YouTube to stay there. Right. Now, listen, you know I have a roast inside too. You guys know I have a roast inside. Okay. All right, guys. So I want to see if you guys have any questions over here. I wish they have a feature where you can. I don't know if you can do this. Somebody tell me this. How can I merge my Instagram onto my YouTube or bring my YouTube to my Instagram? Like have it everyone like off. Like I don't know if I can do that yet. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that yet. Let me see what this question is. Hold on. Let me see this here. Okay, what? Okay, I just came. What? Whenever you ask, if you just come into the room late or into the stream late, you got to be a part of the replay committee. You got to be a part of that. You got to play back. It's going to be here. I promise you. Mark Nash, thank you. Appreciate you. Let me post something here. You can't only on Facebook for now? Yeah, I'm on StreamYard now. I'm actually streaming on Facebook as well. I think you might see me on Facebook. I don't know. I'm streaming on all these platforms. I'm like, okay. I have an SLR in front of me. So when I look down the screen, the camera, I'm not using the webcam on my laptop. I'm giving you a game right now. I'm giving you a game over there. You on the phone. But I have a camera right here. I'm looking down for the content. I mean, for the comments. There's a lot going on over here. Listen, the subscription numbers are up. They're up. They don't have the features yet? Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Listen, everyone, I want let me okay, so why did they tag hey Mo, come up on. Mo, come in, Mo. Come in, Mo. Go out and come back in and just a request. I have some questions for you. Listen. Leave Mo. Okay, I got Mo here. Okay, come on up, Mo. Mo, what are you doing, Mo? Mo, I leave court. I'm there. I leave. I come back. I come back to Atlanta. What's going on in LA? What's going on?
It's crazy, man. We had Quan show up today. I thought he was gonna take the stand, get a little bit of straightening done, but then he didn't take the stand.
Okay, so what the hell is he doing in the building if he's not taking the stand?
Well, he tried to take the stand, and the prosecution said that, well, you know, we're gonna need a 1 week continuance because we're not ready to take his testimony. The defense made the strategic decision. You know, they like where they're at. They had 8 days of trial. They said, fuck it. We're not waiting a week. Trial goes on. We rest. Case will go to the jury.
Well, I think that was it might have been a little showboating there. The fact of the matter is no one's letting the this juror go home for a whole week to decide what jurors can get tainted a week of a delay. They can get tainted. Why would you send these jurors home for a week until they do what they need to do with this witness? Makes no sense.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna speculate. I think I don't know.
What do you think? What do you think the outcome is going to be? You sat you sat in closing arguments today. You were there for closing arguments from the prosecution, as well as some of the defense. Who do you think is driving their point home?
For me, the case comes down to Megan's statement about how the shooting unfolded compared to Kelly's statement about what he saw. And then the icing on the cake is the prosecution and the LAPD's lack of investigation. Meg says, I got out the car seconds later and this man shot me. Kelly says, I woke up in the middle of the night, 2 women are arguing. The argument escalated for several minutes. They continued to engage in an argument ensued by a physical altercation. The fact that Meg tells me none of that says, wait a second, before we talk about what she said, why would I believe anything she said if she doesn't talk about this minutes-long fight with her friend? Like, how there's a shooting, we don't know who done it, and there's a statement by an eyewitness that 2 women were fighting, and the victim, you're gonna not ask her about the fight? Come on.
Well, that's a good observation, Mo. But I
don't know how you can talk about anything else. I don't know how. And if all that happened, eyewitness told you that, victim told you something else, you never questioned the victim. 2 years later, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be extra prosecuting like you're sanctimonious. You know, maybe if this is a laid back, chill in the cut prosecution, they're extra, Mr. Dennis Byron. They feel like they have the holy high ground here. That Tory Lanez is undoubtedly their man. They said today, who cares what Kelsey did? Kelsey's not on trial. What? Who cares what Kelsey? The people of the state of California care what Kelsey may have done and what you bothered to not look at and what you gave her immunity for. This man looked up there. He said, who cares what Kelsey did? It's YSL all over again. We just want the big guys. I don't give a fuck what my oath of office says.
Well, let me ask you a question. You were there first day like I was. When the prosecutor opening arguments played the 5 shots, pow, 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 pow. Have you ever fired a gun before?
Ooh. No.
Okay, I have. It was one shooter. no way a 9mm semi-automatic that requires 8 pounds of pressure on the trigger can be that gun can be transferred to the second person, another person. It's impossible. And I think
the theory of the case, from the prosecution's case, let's be clear. Prosecution is saying that seconds after Meg Thee Stallion got out of the car, Tory Lanez, in a matter of seconds, went from the back driver
to the front seat.
Either hopped over Kelsey or hopped into the front. Seconds. Pulled out a gun, unloaded 5 times because she insulted his artistry. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it. You're saying that this happened. Y'all pull over. Meg gets out after saying you suck as a music artist, and then Tory immediately grabs up the gun from where? I don't know from where. So he's in the back seat. He jumps, and now he's popping. Okay, that's your theory. Fine, great. It's a reasonable doubt case. You know what the eyewitness said? Eyewitness said I woke up in the middle of the night. 2 women were arguing. Then I looked out my balcony, and 2 women are fighting.
And that's
How the fuck can I believe the rest of the story?
Well,
how can I talk about the ring alarm gunshot? How can we talk about anything but this fundamental issue? But wait, it gets better. Nobody asked anybody about this contradiction. The lead investigator thought, nah, fuck it, we're not gonna talk about that.
Well, the defense.
Why would we talk about it? Why?
Well, Mo, the defense.
No, wait, let me finish. Why wouldn't we talk about it? Why wouldn't we talk about it? If we have decided that we're convicting this man, if we've already made up our mind on what's the story here, oh, this credible victim, Megan Pete said he's the shooter, fuck everything else. We want them. I don't care what else.
That's a problem. I agree with you. Why?
But you don't think that might be happening when we have an eyewitness?
Well, I never bought. When they start saying we bumped into each other, what do you mean you bumped into each other? What was that all about? You have an eyewitness, Sean Kelly, said there was a fight.
That's what I'm saying. I can't get to none of that. The investigator didn't ask the victim and the witness who could be equally culpable in a shooting that we don't know who did. And a man, an eyewitness told you that they were fighting. And you just automatically put the victim on her and the guilty on the man. That's what happened, Byron. Forget about everything else for a second. You can call me whatever you want. We cannot talk about how the LAPD investigator immediately stopped asking questions, assigned blame on the man, assigned victim halo on the woman, and then ignored an eyewitness's key information about a physical altercation. The only confirmed crime that was reported to the LAPD was not investigated. The only thing that an eyewitness actually told you that suggests a crime was committed was not investigated. I don't care about the rest right now. Since I heard that yesterday from Kelly, I can't think about anything else. Look at the media. They don't even see it.
Well, Mo.
They don't even see it. They want to talk about post-George Floyd. They don't even see the LAPD putting the guilty label on the man, the victim halo on the women, and never asking a goddamn question about, was there a fight between you 2 girls?
And that's the big question. The defense has to bring that home tomorrow.
Wait, but I'm not even done. They did all that, and then when their case doesn't look good without evidence, they're going to say he's paying off witnesses. He's threatening and intimidating them. If that was a motherfucking white guy from Microsoft, he's paying off witnesses. If that was a motherfucking person who makes their money off some bullshit engineering computer technology patent, he's paying off witnesses. Why is Tory Lanez paying off witnesses? He's fucking black. And you're going to sit here and gaslight me about George fucking Floyd? I'm in the streets of fucking Los Angeles. I'm pissed.
But you're a long way from home, too, so be careful. I need to make sure you get back to New York safely.
Oh, man, I'm pissed. I'm telling you, the last 36 hours have really upset me. And then they were talking about, fuck it, we're going to talk about all his rap lyrics, all his videos, all this. That's what we're going to do now.
But the judge ruled.
It's not about Tory Lanez. It's bigger than Tory Lanez. What about the rest of these defendants, man? If this shit just goes on, and I'm the only person in a room of 200 who feels this way, either I'm crazy or the world needs a lot of looking in the mirror about how we treat defendants.
Well, I can agree with you there. Absolutely. Wait, hold on. I need you to listen to this. You have an attorney that just jumped on. Do you know who Akeisha El-Shabazz is? She's a New York attorney. She wants to get on here. Go ahead, Ike.
I'm gonna have to get off here in about 5 minutes. I got a 6.
No, I get it. Ike, come on. What do you got to say, Ike? I brought you up.
I want to know defense's own.
Ike, get on Instagram. He's on Instagram. Come on to Instagram.
Got you.
Okay, so
Stream this live, man. Post this live, man.
I'm posting this. I'm posting this. I am posting this. Ike's here. Like, Ike, why are you not on Instagram? Come on Instagram, Ike. I know you see me, but come on Instagram. So, but we have to, and I get it. LAPD is notorious for botching cases. Notorious. They are notorious for botching cases. And the fact that the police.
I'm literally talking about one thing and one thing only. Why did an eyewitness tell you 2 women were fighting 4 days after there's a shooting? You don't know who shot who, and you never asked the